Look at the headlines across Australia right now, and you will see a workforce on edge. There is a deep, creeping anxiety regarding the future of the office. The fear is that artificial intelligence will not only automate jobs, but turn the rules that remain into digital sweatshops, tracking every keystroke and conversation. This fear collides directly with one of our oldest cultural touchstones, the fair go. Australians expect a workplace built on mutual respect and egalitarianism, not one where an algorithm acts as a ruthless, invisible boss. But there is another reality we cannot ignore. Organizations are staring down a severe productivity and skills deficit. To bridge that gap, employees need more active, continuous coaching than the current system can provide. Companies are caught in a trap. They must find a way to increase output and upskill their teams while maintaining the core expectation of human dignity and fairness. To understand why this is so difficult, look at this grid. This represents an average month for a customer service agent, hundreds of individual calls. In a traditional coaching setup, a human manager will manually select just 3 of these calls at random to evaluate that agent's entire performance. When we isolate those 3 calls, the problem becomes obvious. You are judging a person's capability on a fraction of a percent of their actual work. If a manager pulls the one call where a customer was shouting, or the one call where the agent stumbled, the entire review is skewed. Because the sample size is so small, the feedback often feels subjective. Agents end up arguing about whether those 3 calls represent their true skills, which breeds defensiveness instead of improvement. AI coaching tools are designed to solve this by removing the selection bias. A machine can execute an objective analysis of every single interaction an employee has, leaving no blind spots for either the manager or the agent. But this brings us back to that initial anxiety. Can a mathematically objective analysis of 100% of your work solve the trust problem, or does it just create a new kind of corporate surveillance? A 5-month longitudinal study of a major European financial firm provides a direct look at what happens when these systems hit the ground. Researchers tracked a customer service department as they rolled out an AI-supported coaching tool to over 100 agents. Look at this waveform. Natural language processing scans every agent call, tracking metrics like talk time, silences, and filler words. However, initial implementation struggled. A 2-week processing delay meant coaches provided feedback using stale data that didn't match current performance. The agents reacted with immediate backlash. They described a Big Brother effect, reporting that they felt, quote, examined more closely and held up to a mirror by a machine that didn't understand the context of their work. The first wave of results proved that simply using AI to monitor productivity initially degrades morale. It increases the cognitive load for managers and spikes anxiety for employees. But then the researchers returned for a second wave of interviews. 5 months after the rollout, the data showed a shift in attitude. The customer service agents had actually begun to trust the AI system. The catalyst was a move toward a hybrid model. The firm didn't use the AI to replace the human coach. Instead, the technology served as a data-gathering partner that supported the existing human relationship. We can see the mechanics of this trust in the way coaches changed their sessions. They began sharing their screens with agents, walking through the AI dashboard together. This transparency turned the data from a secret monitoring tool into a shared set of facts. Because the AI's data was mathematically fair, it removed the fear of arbitrary targeting. The feedback began to feel objective, while the human coach provided the empathy and situational context that the machine lacked. Objective algorithmic data only creates trust when it is delivered through the transparent framing of a human manager. By the end of the study, agents reported a significant increase in self-awareness. Having a clear visual record of their communication habits allowed them to proactively correct negative trends without waiting for a manager to point them out. For the coaches, the system allowed for a shift in focus. They spent less time on basic diagnosis and more time helping their team develop complex problem-solving and communication skills. The adversarial tension between manager and employee began to ease. Instead of debating whether a 3-call sample was fair, both sides used the AI as a neutral, undeniable baseline for the conversation. Delegating the cold analytics to a machine actually frees up the human manager to focus entirely on the relational aspects of coaching, motivation, and professional growth. These European findings offer a practical map for the Australian context, particularly for the individual worker. For the worker, a hybrid model offers a path away from subjective workplace bias. You are judged on your aggregate performance over time, not a manager's bad mood or a single difficult day. For organizations, the technology acceptance model suggests that simply buying software is not enough. Success depends on training managers to be empathetic interpreters of that AI data, ensuring it remains a developmental aid rather than a surveillance tool. On a community level, this model suggests that AI can be integrated in a way that preserves human dignity rather than automating people out of their jobs. The data suggests that integrating AI into the workplace is most effective when the technology is used to enhance, rather than replace, the person-to-person relationship. It turns out that the key to successfully using AI is to invest more heavily in human empathy and connection.